Okay. There we go. And there we go. That should be my screen shared once more. Hopefully you can all see that. So, like I say, my name is Jen. I work at the University of Aberdeen. I'm a Go Abroad officer within the Go Abroad team there. And the University of Aberdeen is part of the Aurora network. So today I would just like to tell you a few things about our university and share with you information about the University of Aberdeen and why we love it there. I've got a few bullet points that I'll kind of cover and go over. I'll give you an overview of our university, what we're good at, what we do, what we're known for, our rankings, have some nice pictures and videos to share with you all of our campus and where we are in the world in case you don't know. And I have a few slides to focus on maybe an exchange semester or an exchange year in Aberdeen itself, if that's something that for students that you're interested in. And I can also leave a bit of time for questions at the end if anybody's got any. So we'll get started. So just a kind of quick glance at things that you might not know about the University of Aberdeen. We'll start with the fact that we're pretty old. We were founded in 1495. So last year we had a lot of, ended up being virtual celebrations, of course, for our 525th birthday. But we're an ancient university in the UK. We're the 5th oldest university actually in the whole of the English speaking world. So our roots go back a very long way. And then that can actually be seen in a lot of our buildings on campus. There's a lot of old, beautiful buildings on campus that I'll share some more photos with you later of. We're quite a historic campus, so our age is very evident in our surroundings. We have programs at all levels, at bachelor, master's and PhD level, both postgraduate taught and postgraduate research opportunities. And we cover a broad range of disciplines. I've listed them there. We've got arts and humanities, we've got a large business school, social sciences, a very reputable school of law, engineering, geosciences, life sciences, physical sciences, and also a medical school. So a broad range of disciplines that we cover. According to this year's league tables and various different rankings that are listed there, we are in the top 20 universities in the UK and in the top 160 universities in the world. And we're a very diverse university and we pride ourselves on this. We have around 15,000 students, so quite mid-sized, not a huge university, but not a small college either. We've got about 15,000 students and around 1/3 of both our students and our staff population are international in origin. So it's a diverse campus to be on and it's a real mix. It's a great feeling, a mix of cultures and languages and people on our campuses. We have worked out that we think altogether we represent 130 nationalities, and that's just the current staff and students on campus are studying or working with us at any one time. We do actually have a family of over 100,000 alumni across 170 countries. We've got quite an active alumni network and they host a lot of events and things in country as well. So if you have studied in Aberdeen or you're interested in studying in Aberdeen, you can meet up with alumni most likely in your home country or probably quite close to your home city to find out more about Aberdeen and connect with us that way, or to keep in touch with colleagues or peers. And we're ranked 38th in the world for gender equality, and we have a lot of global international networks. So we actually have our own campus in the Gulf state of Qatar, where we have students studying currently, an alliance with Curtin University in Australia, and of course we're part of the Aurora network. We like to think of ourselves as a sustainable university. We have quite a recently announced strategy, the Aberdeen 2040 strategy, and it's based around 4 key themes that we're working towards by 2040, and sustainability is of course one of these 4 themes. We have our commitments, which I've outlined there, and we're doing a lot of really interesting active work to reach these commitments. And that's kind of already been proved by us in the rankings there. We're 5th in the world for responsible consumption, and we're in the top 60 universities for positive impact on society and the top 50 worldwide for life on land. So I have a video to share with you. Hopefully this will work. A video here to share with you just to show you a bit more about our campus and our sustainability drive. Now, just moving on to where you'll actually find us. Some people might not know where Aberdeen is. So that's us up there in the yellow. We're on the northeast coast of Scotland. We're about 2.5 to 3 hours on the train from both Glasgow and Edinburgh, and about a 1.5 hour flight from London. We do have our own international airport, so we are very well connected. But we also have the train and bus routes to Glasgow and Edinburgh for use of the larger airports there as well. We're on the northeast coast, so we're right next to the North Sea, where the campus itself is really quite near to the beach. It's not a beach that you'll do a lot of sun tanning on, but it is a great beach for walking along, for the scenery. It can be a little bit cold in our corner of the world, but it's not too rainy. The west coast of Scotland is known for its rain. Luckily, the east coast tends to be a bit drier and a bit brighter, but we do get chilly winds off the North Sea sometimes. So yeah, that's where you will find us. It's a good destination to be in. We're obviously at the energy capital of the UK. We've got a lot of oil and gas links, so it's quite a busy city. It's a diverse city. There's a lot going on, and a lot of kind of travel and hospitality things have popped up as a result of that. A few photos just to kind of share with you what our corner of the world looks like. The first photo there is of campus. I'll come to some more photos and a video a little bit later, but as you can see, quite ancient historic buildings on campus, although we do like to combine the old with the new, as I'll come to. The second photo here is of the big old building there is Marshall College. That used to be owned by the university, or owned by the university and the city council, and it's made from granite, which is what the city is famous for. So you might hear the nickname for Aberdeen, the Silver City. That's because we're the home of granite. So on a sunny day, a lot of the buildings in the city centre actually sparkle, having been made from granite. I would say on rainy days, it can be a little bit grey, but that's our nickname, the Silver City. And as you can see, there's also a lot of regeneration as well in this area. There's a lot of new restaurants and office space and shopping space built up there in the city centre. And this last photo here is of Dunnottar Castle, which is particularly striking. We've got a lot of castles in Aberdeen City and Aberdeenshire, but lots of new people to Aberdeen love to go and visit Dunnottar Castle because it's a particularly scenic location. Stonehaven, it's just a short train ride from Aberdeen, but we've got a lot of castles, a lot of scenery, a lot of coastline, obviously, and we are also not too far from the mountains as well for kind of winter sports as well. So a lot going on in our corner of the world. So as you can see from the last photos, our campus, we do have all the ancient buildings, the historic buildings, and these are used buildings. They aren't just for show. We go into them for classes all the time. They've got lecture rooms, computer labs in them. So you would attend lectures and tutorials in these buildings. We've got a lot of cobbles and winding passageways, so a lot of shortcuts. It is a campus-based university. We've got two campuses. King's College is a campus-based university, so all your buildings, courses can all be found in the same place. But we've also got a lot of new buildings and new facilities. There's been a lot of investment. So one of our flagship ones of these is the library, which has got all these panes of glass, and I'll come to speak a little bit more about the library and the other new buildings on campus and what's going on in the future. So our location and our campus itself has given us the title. We're one of the UK's top 10 most beautiful historic campuses. This is 60 seconds, so quite a quick view of the different buildings and scenery you'd see on campus. So lots of blue skies there, like I say, very bright in Aberdeen. And that was just a quick 60-second tour of campus, but we do actually have quite a lot of other videos on our YouTube page, which I'll share at the end, where you can get a more in-depth tour of campus itself done by some of my colleagues. So turning my attention to exchange programs here at the University of Aberdeen, we welcome exchange students for both a single semester, either first semester or second semester. There's not a set window. We accept incoming exchange students in both, or for a full academic year. When we look at Europe, we have exchange agreements with around 130 partners in over 130 partners in over 20 European countries, that I should say, and that's through the Erasmus Plus programme, the Swiss European Mobility Programme, the Aurora network, of course, and also some direct links that we've had with partners for many, many years that predate these newer frameworks for exchange. And further afield, we have exchange agreements with over 50 international partners in around 10 countries worldwide. And that's through our international exchange programme, which is unique and specific to the University of Aberdeen and those relationships we've cultivated over years. Currently this academic year, we have about 500 exchange students joining us. So if you come to Aberdeen, you'll be in good company. You'll be mixing with a lot of other students in the same boat. That number this year is probably slightly smaller than we're used to. Obviously, we're still feeling the ramifications of travel not being possible for everyone and some of our partners cancelling exchange. But it's just to give you an idea of how big our exchange community here is in Aberdeen. In terms of what sort of courses, what the academic life looks like for our exchange students. Generally, our incoming exchange students will take undergraduate level courses with us. Our course catalogue is structured by level, and for us, the level is equivalent to the undergraduate year of study. So year 1 is our level 1 courses, year 2 is level 2 courses, etc. We have a variety of exchange agreements. So some of our exchange agreements are what we call subject specific. So we might be partners with a university only in one specific subject area, and we will only exchange students in that subject area. And that's where maybe those departments neatly align in their teaching, and it makes exchange really easy and possible. So where that is the case, if we have a named subject area agreement, then our students coming to us have to take 50% of their courses from that school or that subject area, but then they still have the flexibility, or you would still have the flexibility to take the other 50% in any of our other disciplines that work with your timetable or that are of interest to you. So we're quite flexible, we're as flexible as we can be, and it's a really great opportunity for you if you have some electives or some kind of study windows within your degree programme to study something a bit different, or maybe something that's not available to you at your home university. We also have some exchange agreements that are called university-wide agreements, and that's where the University of Aberdeen is partnered with a whole of another university and all their subject areas. So they are particularly flexible, and we would accept students from any subject area under those agreements, and you would have free rein to pick courses from our course catalogue. Again, there's a few things to consider that will be typical to every university: timetabling and the availability of courses, and also the level of courses. So if it's a brand new subject area to you, you would have to enroll in a lower level of studies rather than maybe your current level. But there is a lot of flexibility there, and that's why we're able to welcome so many exchange students, because we do offer that. The couple of exceptions I've highlighted, just to be clear, is medicine and dentistry, which aren't generally available to exchange students, and our level 4 English and literature courses. A lot of our exchange students will take level 3 English and literature courses with us, but level 4 isn't possible. Something also important and a nice extra plus to add is that we have a language centre, an independent language centre on campus that offers language learning of lots of different modern languages, but it also offers free, non-credit bearing in-sessional English courses for exchange students. So if that is something you want to, we often find our exchange students are very, very good at English, but if they want to brush up at their skills on the side of their studies, that's no problem. We offer free courses once a week that enable the students to do that. We have a course catalogue. You know, I've gone through over the kind of broader disciplines that we teach. We're quite a research intensive university, and we have degree programs from anthropology to zoology and everything in between. And you can look at them quite easily on our website. We have both the overarching degree programs, but we also have an undergraduate course catalogue that's updated every year. So if you're planning some exchange studies in Aberdeen, you don't need to be here in order to see that course catalogue. It's accessible to everyone. You can have a look through our course catalogue now and maybe check that it would work for your studies and check if there's courses of interest. Some that I'd like to highlight here that are often taken by our exchange students, and they're maybe particularly unique to Aberdeen. Obviously, a lot of them that focus on maybe Scottish things, Scottish archaeology, history, literature. We also have Scots law and English law. We have different courses in both Scots law and English law, and also comparative European law, which can bring a nice element to your studies. In the northeast of Scotland, specifically around Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire, we have a local dialect and culture called Doric, and we have a course developed around that. So when we do orientation for our new incoming exchange students, we always do a session on Doric. It might be a kind of dialect, not a different language, but a different dialect with some of its own kind of vocabulary that you might hear around campus or in the shops or getting on a bus. So we do a little introductory class to that, which is always really good fun. But if that kind of piques your interest, you can actually study it for the whole semester here. We have a Doric language and culture course. We have quite a lot of beginner languages courses as well, if you're studying languages on the side of your studies. So we have beginner classes in Arabic, Gaelic, which is the Scottish language, Mandarin and Swedish. And we also have a renowned film and visual culture. We're #1 in the UK for film and visual culture. So that can be a really interesting thing to combine with your studies. As I say, we're an energy capital and the oil and gas capital. So we have close links with industry and petroleum engineering courses and petroleum geology courses. And we also have quite unique studies called our 6th century courses. These are interdisciplinary. They're open to students of all subject areas. So you will find students of chemistry, marine biology, French and computing in one room, in one course together. And they cover lots of interdisciplinary fields. So I've given an example of some of the course titles there. And they are really, really popular with our exchange students who have a bit more flexibility in their curriculum, who want to take something a bit different to fill up the credits on their exchange studies. Also just wanted to quickly touch on our opportunity for traineeship students. So some students may apply for Erasmus traineeship funding from their home universities and may wish to come to Aberdeen, and we do welcome that. We have published on our website a list of all of our research institutes and centres and the supervisors who work within them. So it's a case of reading through this and seeing if there's any current research going on in an area that matches your own interests, and reaching out to make direct contact with a potential supervisor. And then from there, we would help you with the paperwork that's required. So a little bit about the facilities that we have on campus. We did see a picture earlier of the Sir Duncan Rice Library, and that was built and opened in 2012, so almost 10 years old now, although I have to say it doesn't look it. It's actually one of the largest and best equipped libraries in the UK. And in 2013, it won a couple of awards for its architecture, because it's really quite a unique building on campus and in the city. It can be seen in the skyline of the city when you're walking along the beach or you're further afield. So it's quite unique. There's a little video here that we can watch to see it. And this is our main library. It's also got study spaces, a cafe and houses special collections. But we do also have smaller law libraries and medical libraries on campus. So that's a great facility on campus with computer areas, study rooms, and obviously the library collection itself. So I've mentioned we've got two campuses. King's College is our campus on the edge of the city. That's where you'll find the library, and that's where most of our studies are based in, most of our subjects and disciplines. That's where most of our exchange students will take their courses as well. So as well as the libraries that I've mentioned, we also have some museums on campus, special collections in the library, the King's Museum, and also the Zoology Museum in our School of Biological Sciences. That's really interesting. It's open to the public. It's got a couple of floors and it's free to enter. So that's a great place to visit. And we have the Students' Union building on campus, sometimes known as the Sub, as well as kind of restaurants and cafes and bars. It also houses the Student Association and the Career Service and Student Support. We have a central info hub, which is a kind of first-stop shop for all of our students, degree students and exchange students, to get help with their queries and to be signposted to the right location or the right service on campus. We also have a dedicated international centre, so it's a smaller building on campus where we host events for international students or services, and we also do drop-ins for Go Abroad students. So we have Go Abroad drop-in desks there as well during normal times when COVID allows it to be open. We have various eateries, restaurants and coffee shops on campus, both university run and private ones. And we also have Cruikshank Gardens. There's a photo of Cruikshank Gardens there. So this is a lovely space on campus, a large garden and pond area where you can visit throughout the year. And it's just really nice to have that extra green space on campus. And the Science Teaching Hub is coming soon. It's a new exciting development for us. It's currently being built. It's going to house lots of flexible lab spaces to accommodate specialist teaching across a number of our disciplines, so it won't belong to one subject area. It's being built currently. It looks like it's almost there. I think the official completion date is March 2022. So for anyone joining us from next year on, they may well have teaching in the new Science Teaching Hub. I believe that we're actually getting the keys next week for some initial photos and things. We'll be able to put a video together of what that looks like. But it's pretty state of the art. It's high tech, it's fully digitalized, and there's also kind of a lot of function spaces for us to hold events and showcase things that are going on campus and things for the public as well. So that's one of the exciting new developments that's going on for us on campus. Again, mixing the old with the new. Our second campus is Forester Hill campus, and this is very close to the city's hospital. It's not too far away from our King's College campus. There's lots of bus services that link the two. If you're feeling healthy, it's probably a 25-minute walk. And this is home to our School of Medicine, Medical Sciences and Nutrition. So any of our exchange students who are studying medical science courses, like I say, medicine isn't possible, but we have a huge range of medical sciences, immunology, genetics types courses. A lot of these are based out of the Forester Hill campus. And we have a lot of new flagship buildings on that campus as well, the Suttie Centre, the Rowett Institute of Nutrition and Health, as well as the Dental School. So I've put some photos of the Forester Hill campus there. Like I say, it is well served by a bus link between both the universities and the accommodation, both the campuses, and the accommodation, which I'll come on to. I have a video here just to show you a bit more of our second campus. Quite a different feel, I think, to King's College.
So in Aberdeen, we've been teaching medicine for over 500 years. At the School of Medicine, Medical Sciences and Nutrition, we aim to provide a really stimulating environment where everybody can achieve their full potential. Through our innovative teaching and our groundbreaking research, we've had a global impact on health and healthcare. We're able to offer a diverse range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs, both on campus and online. And our academics are at the cutting edge of translational research. In Aberdeen, we believe in nurturing talent and are committed to providing the best academic opportunities to those who want to come and study and work with us.
The university has a really high international reputation, which gives, I think, any of the students really great opportunities, especially in medical sciences. The university is participating in cutting-edge researches, which also gives you a really great insight into the many, many opportunities which is waiting for you in the real world.
Our courses are remarkably international. So we have home students, so people from the UK, but mixed in with that, currently we have students from the USA, we have students from the Middle East, we have students from Africa. So it's a really big mix, and they all come together and we support them to the best that we can as well to help them get through their studies.
I'm in my second year of a 3-year PhD program. I've done my master's here as well, all part of the same big course of medical mycology and fungal immunology studies, and so far it has been great.
The aim of the research at the School of Medicine, Medical Sciences and Nutrition is to continue to be at the forefront of all the scientific discoveries. We are based on one of the largest medical campuses in Europe, and as such we continually strive to improve patient health, patient care and patient outcomes. And really this close collaboration between the clinicians within our hospitals and scientists within the research institutes allow for these scientific discoveries to come through.
One of the big advantages is that the medical school, the Institute of Medical Sciences, Private Institute of Nutrition and Health are co-located with Forest Health Campus, which means that we have state-of-the-art imaging facilities, clinical facilities, teaching facilities, all in the same place.
It was just a fantastic opportunity to come to Scotland, to a place where they're doing, cutting-edge research.
There is a fantastic research community that allows me to interact with all the scientists, the researchers, and with the students on different levels. And that makes Aberdeen quite attractive.
All of our students are ambassadors when they leave Aberdeen. They all have University of Aberdeen on their CV. We want to make sure that they are the best students that we can make them.
It's just a great place to come and study. It's really vibrant. It's a really nice mix of people. The courses are being revamped all the time so that they're really up to date, and the staff are really enthusiastic.
Okay, so moving on to more of our extracurricular activities and facilities that we offer, we have the Aberdeen Sports Village. So this is the premier sports facility in the northeast of Scotland. It's pretty large. It is within walking distance of campus. You can see it from some of the campus classrooms. There's facilities for athletics. There's a full track at the sports village. Football, swimming, hockey, squash, they're all bookable. There's events. There's an approved indoor football pitch, a huge state-of-the-art gym, and also a full programme of fitness classes. So the gym is available to the public, but the staff and student have their own membership prices. So it is affordable for all of our students and our staff. And it's used also by competitively. It's used to host large events. It's used by countries that are training that might come over to compete. They might come up to Aberdeen to use our training facilities. And as well as the sports village itself, we also have an aquatic centre which is attached. You can walk between the two. There's a walkway, and that is an Olympic standard size swimming pool and an international standard diving pool as well that we have. So for our exchange students or anyone coming to Aberdeen, we have specific semester only contracts for students who are only here for a semester to be able to sign up to Sports Village, or we also have monthly contracts if you're here for the full year. So that's a real attraction for exchange students. They're always keen to arrive in Aberdeen and get set up with a membership to the Sports Village. And we have turned out quite a lot of professional athletes and professional sports people as a result of students being able to combine their sporting passions with their studies with these facilities that we have on offer. Here's a little introduction video to the Sports Village. So yeah, the sports village is a great asset for us. And like I said, just walking distance from campus. So quite possible to combine a class or the gym with in your lunch break or after a 5 o'clock class. It's really handy. In terms of other student life, as well as our sports facilities, we have a very active student association, AUSA, Aberdeen University Student Association. It's a student-led organisation, so they have 5 representatives every year. It's their full-time job to work at AUSA and represent students and make sure that their studies in Aberdeen are the best that they can be for them. So to represent them and make sure that the student life is as good as it can be and as varied as it can be, and that all the support and services are available to students, to be a kind of independent voice for our student population and our student body. So AUSA is made up of also over 55 sports clubs and over 180 societies. So there really is something for everyone out there. And we find that AUSA and the sports clubs and societies are just really brilliant for our exchange students and for integrating with Aberdeen students. As I said earlier, we've got a very international campus, so there's no real difference for our students or for our staff. They don't know who is here for an exchange semester or who is here for a full degree of 4 years. And this integration, continues from in the classroom and studies to student life. We're really fortunate that the kind of integration into the wider student population is so easy and seamless for our exchange students. And the sports clubs and the societies and offer really do assist with that. At the start of each semester, there is generally an AUSA sports fair in person when it can be, and a societies fair. So we always really encourage new exchange students to go along to the fairs to try and find like-minded people with the same interests, or to try something totally new. We've got drinking tea society, whiskey society, lots of sporting societies, baking, quizzing, everything you can imagine, really. So it really is easy for students to meet others with similar interests and to meet new people, or also just to try something totally new when they're in Aberdeen. So that's really good. And as well as the sports clubs and societies, I also offer quite a lot of student-run services. So Nightline is a phone service for students and for peer-to-peer support that runs through the night, through the day, and through the year. We also have bookends for the sale and loan of secondhand books, student radio and student newspaper opportunities, as well as more. And we often see exchange students participate in these things, write articles for the student newspaper, which is really lovely to see. Like I say, the advice portion of AUSA offers free and impartial advice to students on everything to do with their studies, academic studies, health and well-being, employment, all the way through to accommodation and accommodation contracts. So they really do kind of cover that peer-to-peer support service for us. And within AUSA, one of the societies is an ESN Aberdeen chapter. So we always did have an exchange society on campus, but it became an official ESN Aberdeen chapter. I think maybe 3 years ago now. It was our returning students who'd been on exchange to some wonderful partner universities where ESN was a really big part of their exchange experience. And they came back to Aberdeen and really drove forward us becoming an official ESN chapter. And they offer a buddy scheme for new incoming exchange students, as well as lots of events through the year. And we work quite closely with them to help fill up the social calendar for exchange students. So there's lots there on the student life side for exchange students that come to Aberdeen. In terms of accommodation, all of our new exchange students to Aberdeen are guaranteed accommodation, provided they apply by the stated deadline. And the stated deadline is quite late on. It's the end of August for that end of September start. So there's nearly always plenty of time for students to apply for student accommodation in Aberdeen, which I know is sometimes a big worry for exchange students. And you receive a lot of emails or a lot of questions about it. And we're really pleased to say that we can guarantee a place in university-owned or partnered accommodation for all of our new exchange students. Most of our exchange students choose Hillhead Student Village. This is about 10 to 15 minutes walk from campus, and purpose-built. It offers accommodation to 2,500 students. I know at one point it was the largest student village in Europe. I don't know if that's still the case. But you can have a beautiful walk to campus, like I say, about 10 to 15 minutes walk to campus. You can walk to campus through Seaton Park, or there are other alternative routes, but you can also take the bus from Hillhead Student Village to both of our campuses, as well to the city centre. It's offered at various price points, so there's a mixture of single bedrooms and long corridors with shared kitchen and shared bathroom facilities, to shared flats with maybe 4 or 5 kind of bedrooms in one self-catering apartment and with a shared kitchen. So there are a few different price points there to appeal to the students. Hillhead itself is a large purpose-built facility. It also includes opportunities for the students to socialise outside of their flat groupings. And there's a bar, TV lounges, computer room, music room, bookable spaces for events that the societies might like to put on, or just for general meetups, as well as kind of a laundry and grocery store and IT facilities as well. There's also other private student accommodation in the city that some of the exchange students like to explore. Many of these are within walking distance from campus, so they offer a really suitable alternative. Or some students maybe choose the private rental sector, which is easier now in Aberdeen than it has been in the past. So that's the kind of accommodation that I would say is an offer. I think I have a video of Hillhead, so you can see a bit more. I should say this is definitely a pre-COVID video. There's a lot of close socialising going on here, but it will hopefully be back to similar scenes at Hillhead soon.
I visited a friend when they were building this from scratch. I was really, really impressed with how it turned out. I did not think it was going to look this nice.
That you can actually go here, have a drink, eat something with your friends without actually having to go into town to do that. You can exercise there. We have a music room, we have a shop. So actually this new building has everything we need. I like it a lot.
I actually really like the facilities because it's nice to come here with friends. The SRAs are doing events as well, so there are events about sports, there are events about music. The SRAs do cooking workshops as well. I think it's also really nice because students can also make their own events. They can go talk to SRAs, and most of the time they agree to make an event.
I think they're great person. I mean, going into town is quite far away, so having this as a facility right here on your doorstep is so useful, whether that's for entertainment. They've got a gym here which we book out. Everything's just really useful to have it here. And it's great. I mean, studying medicine, we've got quite an intense workload, so we've got these rooms which we can study in. They're open 24 hours a day, they've got printers in, and also it's just nice to relax. The food's cheap. And also you've got the porters here 24 hours a day, you've got the SRAs here 24 hours a day, so if you ever need anything, they're always here to give you a hand.
So yeah, that's Hillhead. Like we say, it's the reception is open 24 hours a day. There's security staff on site, and there's student resident assistants, so older students who are there to support new freshers or younger students or exchange students. So it's a really welcoming place for our exchange students. They're mixed well with both home and other international students, and many students choose that option, and many exchange students choose that option due to ease as well. So that's Hillhead Student Village. And I've got a couple of last slides about the wider city and Aberdeenshire itself to share with you, if it's the first time that you've ever heard about Aberdeen or considered coming to Aberdeen, and this will give you a bit of a flavour of the wider city. So a lot of the campus also featured in that film about the wider city. And also we've got Aberdeenshire on our doorstep. So it's well, there's a lot of transport links in the city and out to the shires. Like I say, you can visit a lot of castles and fishing villages. We've also got the North Coast 500, or the starting point for the North Coast 500, which is a driving route around the whole of Scotland with a lot of really interesting, beautiful stops along the way. But we've also got a lot in the city centre itself, so a lot of shopping areas, restaurants, cafes and nightlife as well for students to explore. So there's a bit of everything in Aberdeen. My last couple of words on the Go Abroad team ourselves. So if you're an exchange student thinking of maybe undertaking your semester here in Aberdeen, we have a dedicated incoming and outgoing student team who you can make contact with and who would support you through from initial inquiry and through actually applying to study with us, which is quite a simple online application, all the way to helping you plan your arrival and greeting you in Aberdeen and supporting you throughout your time here. And we have application deadlines in May and in October. So May would be for a September start for either the semester or full year, and October is if you plan to join us in January. As well as centrally doing the kind of administration of the exchange and the pastoral support, we also have a dedicated academic Go Abroad tutor. So in every subject discipline in Aberdeen, we have an academic who is responsible for all things Go Abroad, and they greet our incoming exchange students. Every new exchange student will have an individual meeting with their Go Abroad tutor when they arrive in Aberdeen to speak through the courses that they've chosen, the courses that are available if they're looking for alternatives or something different, and to help them enrol. So there's kind of two-pronged support for our exchange students, ourselves in the Go Abroad team and our academic Go Abroad tutors. At the start of every semester, we do a day-long mandatory orientation in person when we can, virtually when we cannot, that covers everything students need to know about getting up and running as a University of Aberdeen student, all the steps they need to take in that first week to make sure that they are registered and taking courses, signing their paperwork, giving them information about the city and opportunities to meet each other. And then we have follow-up registration sessions as well in that first week of term. So we also absolutely make a habit of making sure that all new incoming exchange students to Aberdeen have not only an individual appointment with their academic tutor, but with one member of the Go Abroad team as well, to make sure that everything looks good in terms of their registration and that they're happy here in Aberdeen and if they've got any questions. So that's a busy period for us at the start of every semester. And then throughout the semester of the academic year, we remain very available to our exchange students, although they are completely integrated into Aberdeen life and have access to all of the student support services that full degree students have. We also do kind of touch base with the students ourselves. So when we're on campus, we have a drop-in daily in the International Centre for a couple of hours every day. And when we're not on campus, we offer virtual appointments throughout the semester. So they're bookable one-to-one appointments with a member of the Go Abroad team. And when we can, we also like to hold a Leavers event towards the end of semester. That's taken the form of Kayleys and quiz nights and things in the past, something to round up the students' exchange experience with us. For students who come on to Aberdeen Exchange and have a brilliant time and want to come back and join us again, then great, that's really, really good news. We're also able to offer our former exchange students the alumni discount. So that applies to students who've done a full degree here in Aberdeen with us, a full undergraduate degree, but also any student who's spent an exchange semester with us. And it's a 20% discount on the tuition fees of a top graduate programme, a master level diploma or short course, or from a 20% discount of 1 year of a research programme, which might last several years. And there are also now some scholarships available at PGT and PGR for EU students, which might be of interest if you maybe missed the boat in coming to Aberdeen on an exchange, but is somewhere that you would like to come and do future study. Okay, so I think that's everything that I've got to cover today. I hope that was helpful to you, and I hope that gave you a flavour of what it's like to be in Aberdeen. I've put some useful email addresses and website links there. Our Instagram pages are very active and include a lot more photos and stories of what's going on in Aberdeen and give you a real insight into what it's like to be here. So I do advise you give them a follow. I wonder if I've got any questions. I'm going to stop sharing the screen.
We do have one question. Hello everyone, my name is Robin and I work with Jen in the Go Abroad team. We have a question for all of the non-Scots on the Zoom at the moment. Could we explain what a ceilidh might be?
That's a good question. A ceilidh is really good fun. It's basically Scottish country dancing. So for us in Scotland, I went to school in Scotland. Robin did not, I don't think.
Nope.
We are taught ceilidh dancing even in school as young as 5 or 6 years old. Part of our gym lessons are dedicated to learning ceilidh dancing. So things like the Gay Gordons or lots of other Eat Some Real and lots of good dancing. So it's kind of dancing that we all do together. And we might do it at celebratory events, at weddings, at New Year, but we also host ceilidhs a lot. And it's a thing that our exchange students really enjoy getting involved in. A ceilidh is always very friendly, and you'll always be pulled up to your feet at a ceilidh. You're not allowed to sit at a table and not join in. You'll be pulled to your feet at a ceilidh and you'll have to get involved. And even if you don't know the steps when you arrive, you'll certainly know the steps by the time you leave Aberdeen to some of our more popular ceilidh dancing.
Yep, definitely. Ceilidhs are always a great time.
Yeah.
If anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat, or if you'd like to ask us in person, you can pop your camera on.
No. Well, thank you very much. No, me neither. Thank you very much, though, for all taking the time to join us this afternoon. We have recorded the session and we'll make that available. But thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.